Shock when preschoolers exhibit sensitive behaviors. Parents must know right away. Hello everyone. Today I'd like to share with you a topic that many parents might have encountered, felt confused about, or even panicked over, not knowing how to handle it properly. It's about how preschoolers sometimes display sensitive behaviors, like playing with their own bodies or casually touching their friends. It might sound shocking at first, but I believe that after hearing what I'm about to share, you'll feel a lot more at ease. I'll talk about this in a relatable, heartfelt way so we can understand and support our kids together. Okay? Don't panic when your child plays with sensitive areas. Hey everyone, imagine a peaceful afternoon. You're playing with your child, and suddenly you notice them slipping their hand into their pants or casually touching a private area of a classmate. What's your first reaction? Do you freak out and think, "Oh no, why is my kid so naughty?" Or, "Is my child growing up too fast?" I get that feeling. I've been a parent too, and I've felt that confusion and worry about what to do. But here's the thing. I heard from an expert, Dr. Nguyen T. Tu Huyen, who's spent her life researching and supporting children, that this isn't as scary as we might think. At this age, kids aren't aware that those actions are inappropriate. To them, it's just a way to explore their bodies or feel something interesting. It's like how they curiously play with their hair or ears. It's just that those areas feel more sensitive to us adults. So instead of quickly labeling your child as naughty or precocious, I think we should take a step back and stay calm. Let's not judge them through an adult lens and burden them with heavy assumptions. Maybe they saw something we did and imitated it without fully understanding. But don't rush to blame yourself for being careless, either. The key is to check if they might have accidentally seen something at home and gently adjust things from there. If possible, starting at age 3, letting them sleep in their own room is a great idea. For younger kids, a separate bed or crib in the parents' room works fine too. What I want to say is, don't be afraid. Try to understand your child first. Okay? Early sex education. Sounds simple but super important. Hey friends, have you ever wondered when we should start teaching our kids about sex education? I used to think it could wait until puberty, but turns out, that's not the case. From as early as 2 or 3 years old, kids already need to learn the basics. It sounds surprising, but it makes a lot of sense to me now. For example, with the 2-year-old, you can start by teaching them the names of body parts, including their private areas. Keep it simple. This is your hand. This is your foot. And this is where you pee. Then explain how boys and girls are different. During bath time, if they want to touch themselves, let them feel comfortable, but gently say, "This is only for bath time in the bathroom, not outside in the playground." Okay? Sounds easy, right? I think this approach is natural and helps them understand without fear. As they grow a bit older, you can teach them about private zones. I often tell my kids something like, "Hey, this part is just for you. You can touch it when you're bathing or using the bathroom, but not in front of others. At school, or in the park, if they happen to put their hand in their pants in public." I don't yell. I just quietly say, "Take your hand out, okay?" And then talk to them privately at home. The most important thing is not to shout or tease them with comments like, "Oh my gosh, how embarrassing," or "You're so naughty." Doing that only makes them scared or ashamed without understanding why. Some kids might even hide and keep doing it, or do it more because they enjoy the attention. I feel for them. They need our patience more than our criticism. Separate sleeping areas for kids. Small change, big impact. Have you ever noticed that kids sometimes get playful with each other even while sleeping? At preschool, I've heard stories of a child waking up during nap time and innocently touching the friend next to them. It might sound shocking, but it's pretty normal. That's why I think separating sleeping areas for kids is something worth paying attention to. At school, teachers should keep an eye out and make sure someone's always watching during nap time. If a child wakes up early, the teacher can step in and remind them, keeping everyone safe. At home, if you have siblings of different genders, I'd suggest separate beds too. It not only reduces the chance of overly playful behavior but also teaches kids about personal space from a young age. And if your child has ever been touched by a peer who didn't know better, don't panic. Sit down calmly with them and say gently, "Your friend was just playing. But that kind of play isn't right or good for you or them. Don't copy it, okay?" Then check if they're okay, both physically and emotionally. I find this approach helps them understand while keeping their peace of mind intact. Be patient with your child. That's our responsibility. Lastly, I want to share something that's really hit home for me. Kids will always do things that catch us off guard. It might be touching their private parts or copying something they saw adults do. But no matter what, they're still kids, growing up day by day in their own natural way. Our job isn't to judge them. It's to walk alongside them. I choose to see my child with openness and patience, even though it's exhausting and confusing at times. But every time I calmly guide them, I see them understand more, behave better, and I feel prouder of myself too. Hey everyone, parenting isn't easy, but I believe that as long as we're patient, understand our kids, and teach them the right way, everything will turn out fine. I hope these thoughts help you feel lighter when facing your child's sensitive moments. Let's keep going together, because we all want our kids to grow up happy and healthy. Right?